In this video, we are going to learn spherical coordinate systems. In spherical coordinate system, there are three variables r, theta and phi. R equal to constant, it forms a spherical surface taking radius between 0 to infinity. So, this is the sphere with r equal to constant in this figure. R equal to constant is this sphere. Taking values between 0 to infinity. Now the second variable theta equal to constant, it forms a cone. So theta equal to 0, it is this vertical z axis, and as theta increases, the radius of this cone increases. So let us see this animation. So this is at theta equal to 0, this is the upper part of this cone. As theta increases, the dimension of this cone, radius of this cone keeps on increasing, and at this point when theta is equal to 90 degree, the cone becomes almost flat, indicating it is a disc. Then when theta becomes more than 90 degree, then the cone becomes inverted, and at theta equal to 180 degree, that means pi, it again forms a line along negative z axis. So this is a cone which is formed for various angles of theta between 0 to pi. Then the third variable, it is phi. So phi equal to constant, it is a plane. So this yellow color plane, it is phi equal to constant, and in this diagram, this is the plane indicating phi equal to constant. Now while measuring angle phi, x-axis is taken as a reference, and in the anti-clockwise direction, this angle phi increases. So similar to cylindrical coordinate system, this plane phi equal to constant plane, it makes encirclement around this z-axis, and one complete encirclement, it forms the angle of 2 pi. So because of that, this is phi here, not r. Because of that, phi takes values between 0 to 2 pi. Now if I want to represent any point in spherical coordinate system, so let us suppose this is the point. So this point P, it is intersection of three planes. The first plane, it is r equal to constant, that means it is a sphere. Then the second plane, that is theta equal to constant, that is a cone, what you see here. And the third plane, phi equal to constant, this vertical plane. So intersection of these three surfaces, that is the point P. Now let us see what are the unit vectors. Now as we have seen in the other coordinate systems, the unit vectors are the directions along which the variables of the coordinate system increase. For example, if we consider variable r at this point P, so the variable r increases in this direction. So that's why this is the direction of AR. So in the same manner at point P, this is the direction along which the angle phi increases. So that is the direction of A phi. And at this point P, this is the direction along which theta increases. So that is the direction of A theta. So at point P, these are the three unit vectors, A r, A phi and A theta. Now for some other value of theta, these unit vectors may be here. So at this point, these unit vectors will be different. So the direction of unit vectors keeps on changing for various values of theta. But at any point, the three unit vectors, they are always perpendicular to each other. So the magnitude of unit vector is unity. They are in the increasing directions of r, theta and phi. Increase in r results in sphere of larger radii. Theta increases in clockwise direction. So the theta increases downwards in the clockwise direction, and theta equal to 0, that is this z-axis. Phi increases in anti-clockwise direction. So this is the direction along which angle phi increases, and at phi equal to 0 means the plane coincides with x-axis. Now let us find out the relationship between the variables of cylindrical and spherical coordinates. So cylindrical coordinates are rho phi z, and spherical coordinates are r, theta and phi. Now if I consider some point P here, so in terms of spherical coordinates, this is the radius of the sphere, and in terms of cylindrical coordinates, this is the radius of, rho is the radius of cylinder. Now if I want to find out rho in terms of r, then I take projection of this r on xy plane. So that gives me r sin theta. So that is r sin theta. So that means radius of the cylinder in cylindrical coordinate, it is equal to r sin theta. So r is the radius of the sphere in spherical coordinates. So I am writing cylindrical coordinates in terms of spherical coordinates. So rho is equal to r sin theta. Phi, it is same in case of cylindrical coordinates as well as spherical coordinates. Then z. So if I take projection of this r along the z axis, it is r cos theta. So that means the component of vector r along z axis, that is nothing but r cos theta. So that's why z is equal to r cos theta. So using these three equations, I can find out cylindrical coordinates rho, phi, z in terms of spherical coordinates r, theta and phi. So these same equations can be rearranged to get r, theta and z in terms of rho, phi, z. So r equal to square root rho square plus z square using this two equations. Similarly, theta equal to tan inverse r by z using this equation, and phi is equal to phi. So these are the equations using which you can find out the spherical coordinates r, theta, phi in terms of cylindrical coordinates rho, phi and z. Now relation between Cartesian and spherical coordinates. So the Cartesian coordinates are x, y, z. These are the Cartesian coordinates, and spherical coordinates are r, the radius r, angle phi and angle theta. Now if I want to find out x in terms of r, theta, phi, let us take projection of r on x axis. Okay, so if I consider this right angle triangle, and if this is the r, this side is r, then this side it is r sin theta. That means rho, it is equal to r sin theta. So the projection of r in the xy plane, that is r sin theta. Now projection of r sin theta on x axis, that is r sin theta cos phi. So this gives me x equal to r sin theta cos phi. Similarly, projection of rho on y axis, that is rho cos phi, and rho is equal to r sin theta. So if I substitute here, it gives me y equal to r sin theta sin phi. So this is r sin theta. This side is r sin theta, and projection of this on y axis, so that is r sin theta sin phi, and projection of this r on z axis, that is r cos theta. So using these three relations, we can find out x, y, z in terms of r, theta and phi. Rearranging these three equations, I can get r, theta, phi in terms of x, y, z. So using these three equations, r is nothing but square root s square plus y square plus z square. Similarly, theta is equal to cos inverse z upon square root x square plus y square plus z square by solving these three equations. And phi is equal to tan inverse y upon x. using these two equations. So using these equations, I get r theta phi in terms of x, y, z. So that means Cartesian variables in terms of spherical variables. Now using these relationships, we can write down the dot products. So dot product between ax and ar. So using this equation, component of r along x direction, that is sin theta cos phi. Similarly, component of r along y direction, it is sin theta sin phi. From this equation, component of r along z direction, it is cos theta. So that is cos theta here. So in the same manner, we can write ax dot a theta as cos theta cos phi, ay dot a theta as cos theta sin phi, and az dot a theta as minus sin theta. Similarly, ax dot a phi minus sin phi, ay dot a phi cos phi, and az dot a phi, this is 0 because the two are in perpendicular direction. So these equations, this table, it will be very useful for us while solving problems to convert Cartesian to spherical or spherical to Cartesian coordinates. So the earlier relationships can be written as the same table, ax dot ar, it is sin theta cos phi, then ay dot ar, ax dot ar sin theta cos phi, ax dot a theta, it is cos theta cos phi, then ax dot a phi, this is minus sin phi. So these are the dot products between ax and ar, a theta and a phi. So in the similar manner, we can write ay dot ar equal to sin theta sin phi, ay dot a theta cos theta sin phi, ay dot a phi cos phi. So similarly, az dot ar equal to cos theta, az dot a theta minus sin theta, az dot a phi 0. So these answers can be verified from this geometry. Dot products can be verified from this geometry which is shown in the figure. So using these relationships, I can represent AR in terms of AX, AY and AZ. So AR, it is AX sin theta cos phi plus AY cos theta AY sin theta sin phi and AZ cos theta. Okay, so AX sin theta cos phi, AY sin theta sin phi, AZ cos theta. So the component of AR along X, along Y and along Z. So using this, we can find out AR. So in the same manner, component of A theta in X direction, Y and Z. So this from the previous relationships, I can write it as AX cos theta cos phi plus AY sin cos theta sin phi minus AZ sin theta. And finally, A phi, it is AX dot A phi, it is minus sin phi. So it is minus AX sin phi. Then AY dot A phi, it is cos phi. So that's why here it is AY cos phi. And the last term it is 0. So finding out AR, A theta, A phi in terms of the Cartesian components AX, AY and AZ. So in the similar manner, we can write AR, A theta, A phi in terms of theta, phi and Z. So the same thing, it is represented in the form of table here. So this table will be useful while converting coordinates from Cartesian to cylindrical or cylindrical to Cartesian. Using this relationship, we can express a vector A from Cartesian coordinate can be expressed in spherical coordinates. So the spherical coordinate component, it is AR. So AR, it is sin theta cos phi, sin theta sin phi, cos theta. So this is substituted here. Similarly, the theta component, cos theta cos phi, then cos theta sin phi, this is cos theta sin phi, this cos theta sin phi, then minus az sin theta, then a phi, this is minus sin phi here, cos phi, this is cos phi. So using these relationships we can convert spherical to Cartesian, Cartesian to spherical, cylindrical to spherical, and so on. So in the next lecture we will discuss about the displacement, area, and differential displacement, differential area, and differential volume in case of spherical coordinate.